my drift car. So here's the process I gotta go through in order to swap the tranny. It is currently a Get Rag BMW 5-speed. I have a ZF 5-speed out of a 330i that I will be swapping in. In order to swap in a ZF, you have to change that shift linkage up there, the drive shaft, because this end here is bigger on the ZFs. So you just unbolt it here, unbolt it there, and then we gotta unbolt it from back here. And everything else basically just slides on because it's the same spine and everything, and the tranny mount's the same. It's just that shifter piece and the drive shaft. If you just pull the front section of the drive shaft by unscrewing it here and pulling it out, you could just swap the front section, but I'm just gonna swap the whole drive shaft. Rear drive shaft bolts out here, which I had to heat them up to get them out. You're gonna come up here and take these two out. Then we're gonna come up here, and you have to, I mean, you don't have to, you could get something sneaked up in there, but I take these out, and then these two out, and then that just slides out. You have to support this like a tranny jack or something. And then these are a 18 mil, so you get an 18 mil wrench on the back side, and then I just use an impact with a extension right here. And then the drive shaft's out and the tranny cross member's out. Then you just, you don't have to re-bleed the clutch because you can just take this old slave cylinder out and then dangle that over to the side. And then just zip the tranny out, the bell housing bolts. And shifter comes out with a little clip up there, little metal clip. You just gotta pry up with a screwdriver, and then it slides out. And then the other one, this lower arm, just comes out with a little clip that you can use a flathead screwdriver on. That one right there. Alrighty.
It helps the speaker lead his audience into the scene he described by creating an imaginary picture. Usually it's something that moves.
Drive shaft out and the tranny mount out, and the drive shafts, not drive shaft, but the tranny's down on the tranny jack. So now I'm gonna take these two nuts out and disconnect the harness. And like I said, the shifter has to get swapped. You don't have to swap, oh yeah, you do have to swap the whole shifter. This aluminum piece here is longer on the Get Rags than it is on the ZF. So it'll just slide and drop out, but you have to take that clip off right there. It just pops off with a flathead screwdriver. And then this one up here, you gotta pry up on it with a flathead screwdriver, and then it pops up, and then you just pull it out. And then most of the tranny's loose. So then you just have to zip out all your bell housing bolts and the two bolts up there that hold on the starter, and then slide your tranny out.
Character.
I'm just gonna like clean up this oil that's sitting here and whatnot and make sure it's all clean and good. And then yep, make sure that that's all set back. My starter's pushing up against it right now, but you make sure this heat shield is held back when you get the tranny slid up in. Make sure it's in its spots. It's got 2 dowels that it sits in. And then get the ZF up on your tranny jack, set it up in there, and then you slide the shifter in like you would any other way, and then put the ZF drive shaft in, and it's done.
So then, why?
Put the tranny up and decided I'd check the drive shaft. So you can see here, that's the get rag, that's a ZF. The ZF is got between these 2 studs is longer. And then I came back and was looking through all this. That's the style that a lot of them will have. I think this was an aftermarket shaft, so it doesn't have that. You could just swap your front section over from the tranny that you got the ZF from, the car. But some of them have a different rear. Like this is a U-joint, which is my E46 325 CI, and this is a 330i. This is a CV. So that's different, so I'm not gonna be able to make that work. So what I'm gonna do is cut the drive shaft here and here, and then sleeve it and weld them together. Should work. I cut this back half of the drive shaft off of the drive shaft from the car, and the back half off of the drive shaft for the ZF tranny. And I just measured from here to here and set it at 7 inches, and then cut the other one at 7 inches as well, right here. So then I'm just taking this piece of exhaust, and you gotta make sure that it fits nice and snug, and then you line it up so it's gonna be even on either sides. That slides in, this one slides in, they meet up in the middle. You just weld it around here and around there. Oh yeah, and make sure your ends are faced. So like you see how this U-joint's like this? You gotta make sure that on the other end of the drive shaft, the U-joints are the same way. And I get it welded up.